We have been privy to a lot of things on this show. News has been broke to this is a very young show. And there's been a lot of news broke on this show. A lot of things have happened on this show or right before this show has started, which has allowed me to lead into the show. So normally I don't really get an opportunity to really take some time to think about something for a whole day, break it down, and then come back to you. That rarely happens. That happened last night, and I'm going to give you that today. But before I do that, I want to say a shout out to everybody listening to the show, whether it be Facebook or LinkedIn or YouTube or Twitch or X. I always give a shout out to my people at the Sporting Tribune before we do anything. I also tell you guys to like the show, subscribe to the show via YouTube. Subscribing to the show allows the show to grow. We had a campaign of a March to 300, which we succeeded. Bang, bang. As again, every time we succeed in that, I gotta get the applause, man, because y'all did y'all thing on that. So whenever we succeed, when we get to the point where because now we got the road to 500 coming up, and one for good measure, and there you go. So we got the road to 500 coming up, and you guys have been awesome and instrumental in that. So keep liking the show, keep subscribing to the show, keep sharing the show with people, bringing in new people. We get new people trickle in here and there, conversation on the show, which helps engagement, which helps, you guys go back and forth, and I love it. Yesterday during the show was a great chat. Shout out to AP for coming on the show. He says he'll be back to talk soccer. I don't want him back talking this bullshit we had last night, which I'll get into. Always as well, go over to the johnbrownerpodcast.com. That's how you become a part of the show. That's how you get on this show. You get the link for this show from that email. So if you want to be a part of the show, all you got to do is go over to the John Browner Podcast, say, hit me with the link. And that's how you get on the show. So shout out to all the people who do that. And last but not least, actually, absolutely last but not least, shout out to everybody who go to the John Browner Podcast shop if you purchase something. I'm very pleasantly surprised with the amount of people who have ordered things and the things that they've ordered. So much love and much respect to everybody who's going over to the podcast shop, the John Browner Podcast shop. Lots of cool stuff over there. All black, though. All black. Blackity black, 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 black. All black. Nothing but black. All right, let me get down to business. Let me get down to business. Shout out to the chat pack. Let's give the chat pack they do because they stay in the building. Shout out to Joe Rigby and the Rigby family. Shout out Ask Technology. Shout out to Ask Technology, by the way, for showing up on the live stream yesterday when we were live from East Village Tavern and Bowl for this disgusting soccer game that we watched. Shout out to all my people. Shout out to Robin Spencer. Shout out to everybody at East Village Tavern and Bowl for giving out dollar shots when they scored. Not enough to get people drunk, but one's better than nothing. And just welcoming the podcast, having that be the first place where we do our first live podcast from and our first live stream from. So shout out to everybody at East Village Tavern and Bowl. We're going to try to cook up something else with them as football season comes up, just to get more people and just to get out with the fans and engage each other and enjoy each other. Shout out to Graham, who showed up at one point in time. Shout out to Fat Tony, who showed up one point in time. Shout out to Big Mike. Shout out to Excuseless Runner. His family came through. His kids and my kids were playing together. I mean, his son is like 3 months. Mine is 5 months. So that as much as they can play together, they did. So it was just, yesterday was a really good, wholesome family outing where we thought we would have an opportunity to cheer on something spectacular. And we didn't get it. Shout out to Tito. Tito came through as well. Shout out to Tito come through. Tito always buy drinks when he come through, so double shout out to Tito. Who else we got in here? Raiders versus everybody. What up, big dog? And everybody, as people continue to trickle in, I'll give shout outs to people in the chat pack as they continue to come through. But let's get down to some topic of conversation. Today I come to you with an understanding about U.S. soccer. Sometimes in life, it's good to get a reminder, right? So sometimes in life, you break up with an ex, but you had a lot of good times with that ex. They gave you a lot of joyful moments. But for every joyful moment they gave you something that you wish never happened to you. But over time, we always only remember the good things, unless something was completely life-altering. And so the best time and the best way, oftentimes, is to remind yourself of why you broke up with that person, is to have lunch with them. Not to get back with them, but just, you know what? They were a cool person. Yeah, I'll come here. Let's hang out. Let's get a drink. Then you get reminded as to why you broke up. An even better scenario, if you ever get divorced and you have children, small children to be exact, and you do a custody exchange where you pick up your child and vice versa, buddy, that's when you remember why you got divorced. Most of the time. Some people have very healthy exchanges. I have very healthy exchanges, not always, but they are very healthy now. That's when you know, yeah, I did the right thing. Yeah, I did the right thing. Sometimes the best thing you can do is get a reminder. Belgium, the Waffles, gave us a reminder that this is not our sport. And sometimes you need to be shown, hey, big dog, you can play it, but this ain't y'all's. Y'all don't even respect this sport enough. Y'all gave it a whole different name. We call it something else where we play. Y'all call it something else where y'all play. Y'all don't even respect our game. Y'all gave our name to something else that y'all play over there. Sometimes you need a reminder. We got a reminder yesterday. Belgium gave us a reminder that, hey, big dog, this ain't for you. I think that we were high on the round of 32. This was the first year of the round of 32. We were the host country, so we had a very weak group play. And Belgium reminded us real quick. In the round of 16 is where the big boys play. That's the reason we've never been past the round of 16. Yesterday was a prime example of why we've never been past the round of 16. We won a knockout game in a round of 32, and we were like, yeah, we got a chance. The Waffles were like, bruh, sit your dumb ass down. And it didn't help. It didn't help that we fired them up because they thought that we used our political power to squeeze and cheat the system in FIFA. Don't think for 1 second that didn't fire them up in their locker room. Don't think for 1 second across international soccer we were going to be public enemy number one. We talk about this all the time. It's in this country, it's called bulletin board material. This is why coaches never say anything, specifically in football, college and professional. This is why they tell you don't talk trash, because you don't want to give the other team bulletin board material. The president of this country gave the Belgians bulletin board material. Flo Balogun, I take my hat off to you, buddy. Great soccer player. But they had bulletin board material. And they came out immediately and let y'all know, this ain't that, bro. This ain't group play. We on y'all ass. And it was like that from the jump. Sometimes you need a reminder. The Waffles gave us that reminder, bro. That was rough. That was rough to watch, man. I didn't think we were that, not necessarily bad, because I don't think we're as bad as we played. But let me tell you something. As the great Fire Marshal Bill said, let me tell you something. Bro, Christian Pulisic might be the biggest fraud I have seen on the American stage. Christian Pulisic, and this is why also, by the way, you cannot trust the U.S. men's soccer organization. You cannot trust them. Flo Balogun, better player. Weston McKennie, better player. They shoved Christian Pulisic in our face for 3 years, calling him Captain America. Well, if he's Captain America, then we're all frauds, bro. This guy who they told us was our Messi, this guy is supposed to be our guy, vanished. Not just yesterday. And I'm talking before he got hurt, by the way. Because there are statistics before he got hurt that are absolutely embarrassing. We looked like the JV team. We looked like the JV team versus a D1 team. The lack of aggression, it was like they were out there with 9 Messis, dog. This was so embarrassing. It was utterly, they didn't even have a level of competitive spirit against Belgium. And again, Belgium had more to play for. They felt like the system cheated them. They felt like FIFA went out of their way to make sure Balogun played because the president got on the phone with his boy and was like, yo, make it happen. This was a humiliation for Christian Pulisic. Don't let this go out in any other way. This is an utter embarrassment for Christian Pulisic. Because I can tell you right now, if an American athlete, if Aaron Judge had stunk it up like this, nation to nation, coast to coast coverage, crushing him. If LeBron had done this in the NBA Finals, coast to coast, crushing him. If Tom Brady had been bad in a Super Bowl, coast to coast, crushing him. On sports conversations, there should be no place Christian Pulisic can go today where you don't say he is ass. There's no place. Anybody who turns on a microphone today and tells you, let's talk about the good things. No, bro, we passed the good things. No. We passed the good things. We had 4 years to prepare for this. We had 4 years to prepare for this, and all they told you about was Christian Pulisic. All U.S. Soccer told you about was Christian Pulisic. They didn't tell us about Flo Balogun. They didn't tell us about Weston McKennie. They specifically told us about Christian Pulisic. He's awful. He's not even the best player on this team. So they sold us a fraud. They sold us a fraudulent player. And against Belgium, that looked like a fraudulent product. And again, soccer's on the world stage. Because I'm going to be very clear about this. On the world stage, we have to understand France, Belgium, Norway, Spain, Mexico, Argentina, these people, these countries, these beautiful places send their best athletes to play soccer. We send what's left over. And sometimes we need a reminder. England, great soccer team. These people send their best athletes to play soccer. We send what's left over. And sometimes we need a reminder. that we send our leftovers. Christian Pulisic is what's left over from the best athletes in this country. A tiny, frail guy who can't take I don't know, what are they, 5, 6 games? He didn't play in one game because he was injured. He got injured in yesterday's game. So with the 6 games they played, he missed one and got hurt in the other one. If you're looking for an equivalent, because maybe sometimes we need a different sport to compare people to, Christian Pulisic is James Harden. Christian Pulisic is James Harden. It looks great everywhere else, but when you need it, it ain't there. It looks great everywhere else. He got commercials. He got shoes. He got TV campaigns. He's selling you products. When it comes playoff time, bro, vanishing. No, pew, nowhere to be found. Pulling up lame. Hammy got him. Ooh. I was sitting there watching that game. I think at this point it was excuseless. It was Big Mike, myself. I don't think I think Fetch only hadn't got there yet. If he did, I think he may have been doing something on his phone. But we all kind of just looked around and was like, "This is pathetic." I mean, it's on the stream. It's on the live stream. I think we all at one point looked around and went, "This is pathetic." Like the physical punch in the gut that this game started off with was absolutely unbelievable. I just simply don't understand how you could look that good up to that point. And again, this wasn't Belgium had more talent, but Mexico had less talent than England had more talent than Mexico. Mexico fought. And that's the difference. Mexico fought England to the bitter end. Period. Mexico fought. I'm so glad that this just came to me. What we thought America was, Mexico is. On home soil and a crowd favorite, they literally fought till the very end. In true American fashion, bro, it was over before it began. What an absolute embarrassment. What an embarrassment for us. USA Soccer told us Christian Pulisic was going to save the day. He was going to lead us to the promised land. I guess the promised land, we took a wrong turn. It was rough, man. It was rough. Yesterday was very rough. This isn't our sport. And we got a healthy reminder yesterday that this isn't our sport. Bottom line, end of story. Every 4 years, we all get drunk on what is USA Soccer. And when they win, and when they look good, and when they look fast, when they look aggressive, the coach had them playing a style that I actually enjoyed. It was very watchable. It wasn't some boring defensive strategy because we don't have the talent. It wasn't these, overly thought set pieces because, we don't have the talent. We went out there in true American fashion, guns blazing, loud, fast, and hard. And it worked until it didn't. It worked until it didn't. So yesterday was rough. Yesterday was rough. And yesterday was very sobering on going forward. Because I got to tell y'all, we're not going to be better than this. Next time in 2030, when we roll out to the World Cup again, we don't have the advantage of a weak group stage. No one's coming to save us. And this is the dilemma. No one's coming to save us. There are no, prodigies. Spain has an 18-year-old kid. Mexico's got an 18-year-old kid. We don't have one of those. They've got these young prodigies on the field playing good minutes, playing an effective brand of soccer. And on the world stage, they got a guy. They got a guy playing now, and they got a guy coming up behind that guy. We don't have that guy. They told us it was Christian Pulisic. They lied to us. They lied to us, man. We were sold a bill of goods by U.S. Soccer called Christian Pulisic, and we all bought it because we wanted to. What a fraud. What an utter fraud Christian Pulisic is. And before I stop talking about soccer, I want to show y'all something. This is when I knew the game was over. This is when I knew the game was over. I don't know this gentleman. I don't ever want to get to know this gentleman. I hope we never see this gentleman again in goal for U.S. Soccer. Okay? Sir, you are no Tim Howard. If you're gonna be the goalie, okay, you should be protecting the goal. When you get so far away from the goal where you can't use your hands, you're in no man's land, buddy. You're in goal for a reason. You're in goal for the reason simply because let me put this picture back up. You bozo. When you go to kick the ball, you're so not used to kicking the ball around this many people, so far from the goal, your foot gets stuck in the goddamn grass. What a level of buffoonery. Just a comic level of buffoonery that this man got so far from the goal that he could no longer use his advantage of his hands and had to use his feet like everyone else and got it stuck in the grass. Just an unbelievable level of bad soccer. Just a level of embarrassment that none of us should be proud of. I don't know that man. I don't know who the goalkeeper is. And I hope he never comes back. Because that was brutal. That was utterly brutal. In a way you usually don't get brutal. How can you be a soccer player at that level, go to kick the ball, and the ball gets stuck, your foot gets stuck in the grass? It was bad enough that these dudes were out here playing like this was their first game together. When the game started, they didn't even know who was going after the ball. Like it was. Sometimes you just got to accept it, and it's over. Sometimes you got. There's a famous saying that say, "I'm here for a good time, not a long time." That was me as a soccer fan. I was here for a good time, not a long time. I see y'all in 4 years. Because what I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna watch the goal. I'm gonna watch the World Cup game. I'm gonna watch the World Cup game. I'm gonna try to get AP back on for the World Cup game. But I I just gotta be 100% honest with you. I see y'all in 4 years. Cause this is what I was just treated to was high level soccer. I can't go back to SDFC, dog. I can't go back there. I can't go I can't go back to SDFC, dog. I can't do it. I can't do it. I done had the good stuff now. I done had the, I, I done had the good cocaine. I can't go I can't go back. I done had the good weed. I can't go back to the dirt. I can't I can't do it, y'all. I can't do it, man. I done had the good stuff. I done had the good stuff. Okay. I done had the good stuff, okay? I can't go back. I can't go back, y'all. And it's rough for me because I was never really I tried to get with MLS. I tried to get with SDFC. I really did, man. I tried hard. I was going to bars. I was high-fiving strangers. I was hugging people when they score. I really tried, dog. But it was all over the place. 1 week they playing, then 2 weeks they don't play. It was just all over the place. I saw them running commercials during these games. Y'all need to invite folks in for half the cost. Y'all got to do something to ride the back of this. So when the SDFC start back, y'all got to do something to get folks in there who are high off the soccer still. Y'all get to get some of this residue left over. I ain't gonna be the one, but y'all got to get this residue from somebody. Because I can tell you right now, the product ain't the same. Because I was watching some of these SDFC games, and I'm like, ooh, what's happening here? what? I'm watching the World Cup. I can't take my eyes off the screen. I was watching. I couldn't take my eyes off the screen for the World Cup. SDFC, I'm waiting for that thing to be over so I can move on. Apparently, that's something going on now. Egypt's up 2-0, apparently. That can't be good. That can't be good for a lot of people. Oh, yeah. Egypt's up 2-0, man. Ooh-wee. In the 67th minute. And that is, Bernard say, FIFA trying to cheat for racist Argentina. Hey, man, FIFA tried to cheat for us, too. Stop cheating, FIFA, because y'all piss at people off when y'all cheat, FIFA. FIFA, when y'all cheat, it ain't good for the other team. They took, B. Tom said they took the goal away. Okay, then I guess I'm behind on my scoreboard. They ain't took it down on the scoreboard, but yo, man, FIFA, y'all probably should stop cheating, bro. When y'all cheat, people get real mad and they play harder. Because y'all cheated for us, and Flo Ballinger got out there and Belgium went, oh, no, hell no. Hell no. They rubbed it in on social media saying, 4-1, take that away. They rubbed it in doing that dumbass Trump dance in the locker room. They just trolled us. Rightfully so. They trolled us hard, too. They trolled us real hard. We deserved it. We deserved it. It's pathetic. Just utterly pathetic, man. I'm John Brown. This is the John Brown Podcast, man. Normally, again, high energy. Lots of entertainment, lots of fun. Yesterday wasn't fun. It doesn't deserve it. I can't come in here drunk off U.S. soccer today, man. So this is a very sobering conversation about what it is and where we're going after this. It's got to be sober sometimes, man. And what I got to talk about next, very sobering too. But as always, man, I'm John Brown. It's the John Brown Podcast. Do me a favor and like and subscribe to the show. I'd appreciate it if you did. We're continuing to grow the show, and I'm super excited about where the show is going, the direction of how things are looking, the adaptations that we're going to start putting on the show, the people we're going to start having on. We may do some more live broadcasts coming up. So it's going to be good times coming up for the show. The show is growing. The show is doing well. Shout out to the people at the Sporting Tribune. Just meeting and growing, man. Just growing and growing. So yeah, man, we in good shape with the show. I appreciate it. I appreciate all the love. By the way, Alex got a ton of good feedback, ton of positive people reaching out. So he absolutely had a good time on the show. I'm glad he was able to do it. I'm glad you guys were able to see that. It was good to have him on. It was good to have him around, and working on doing some other stuff in the future that y'all may be able to get your hands on going forward. But let's get to this disgusting display of the Padres. Have y'all turned this off yet? Have y'all turned this off yet? 8-0 to the Diamondbacks. 2 errors, 8 hits. 8-0 at home against the Diamondbacks. Y'all ready to turn this off yet? There are no words for this. There just no words for this. There's literally no conversation to be had about the Padres, and they're just spiraling down. They made Team USA look profitable. They made Team USA look like it ain't that bad. The Padres made Team USA look like it ain't that bad, man. The Padres have now dropped to 15 games behind the Dodgers. They're now 2 games under 500. They got beat 8-0 yesterday. Previously, before that, against the Dodgers, they got beat 3-0, 4-3, 12-7, and then got beat by the Cubs before that, 23-3, 9-7, and 3-2. Before that, the Dodgers beat them again, 4-2 and 15-3. What are you still watching this? Have you turned this off yet? Are you I have to watch it. You don't. You don't have to watch it. I have to talk about it. So I have to watch it. This is a good excuses runner says maybe we can check back in on the Padres in 4 years too. Man, listen, I wish, because this is getting embarrassed. This is getting in fireable territory. This is getting into fireable territory because the San Diego Padres are now, I want to be they're now 44 and 46. They're 90 games into the season. We are well past the halfway point. This is getting worse. This ain't the Diamondback. This ain't the Dodgers doing this to y'all. This ain't the Cubs doing this. This the Diamondbacks coming into your building and putting 8 on you. Now, keep in mind, this streak has been so bad, the Padres have been able to hide behind Mexico soccer and USA soccer. So a lot of fans have really kind of checked out because what the U.S. was doing, and there's such a heavy population of Mexican Americans who were balls deep into what was happening with Mexico soccer. All those people are coming back now to the local sport. All those people are now coming back to the local sport and going, what the fuck is this? Yeah, I stopped paying attention. The World Cup was on. What happened? I told y'all that 13-game stretch was going to be the beginning, or that 13-game stretch was going to be the end. And it looked like it was the end. That 13-game stretch, either we were going to, as the Padre fans and fan base and watchers and covers, the Padres were either going to roar out of that 13-game homestand and into the second half of the season and show life and compete. That 13-game homestand was a sign of things to come. Because your first game out of that, you get beat 8-0 by the Diamondbacks, dog. So what you turned it off yet? How many more? Because before, previously, earlier in the season, they were getting beat 3-2, 4-3, 2-1, 1-0. They lead the league in I think it's like 1-0 wins. I think it's like that, like 5 or 6 of them. Now you're getting a lot of these 8-0. You stop getting the 2-3s, the 1-2s. Those are gone. Now you're getting 8-0, 5-2s, 3-0, 4-3s. These are losses. 12-7s, 23-3s, 9-7s, 3-2s, 4-2s. You know what's constant about the Padres? 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 0, 2, 0. The theme, man. The theme, listen. 0, 2, 0, 3, 7, 3, 7, 2, 2, 3, 1. That sounds like a barcode. This is I this team is in limbo. This team is in a massive amount of limbo because the ownership still hasn't been cleared. Your $300 million players, which you have multiple of them, they're not doing jack shit. Your up and coming guy in Jackson Merrill seems to have hit fallen off the wagon. Tatis is your only bright spot, and you got one All Star with your payroll. You have a top 10 payroll. You have one All Star, and that's Mason Miller. So I don't. You got a top 10 payroll. You got one All Star, and he ain't making no money really. If you're gonna be this bad, if you go and I was never one of these people, but if you're gonna be this bad, if you're gonna be 8-0, 5-2, 3-0, 4-3, 12-7, 23-3, 9-7, 3-2, 4-2, 15-3, bro, you don't need Mason Miller. We talked about being buyers or sellers. That was a conversation we had. Being buyers or being sellers. I could tell you right now, if this what they're doing, buddy, you don't need Mason Miller. You need an exorcist. You don't need you don't need Mason Miller, man. Because I'm looking at the wild card right now. Boy, buddy, you 4.5 out the wild card. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. You going to Petco for the rest of the year now, man. Y'all going to Petco for good times and food. For the rest of the year, y'all going to Petco because there's a live event in downtown San Diego. You going down to Petco now, buddy, to see what's the eats. You going down to Petco now because there's a concert in Gallagher Square. You ain't going for no competitive baseball. They 4.5 games out the wild card. This how many they're behind. The Cubs, the Phillies, the Marlins, the Cardinals, the Nationals, who you traded all your players to. You behind the Nationals. By the way, they got a shortstop who's an all-star. Ring a bell to anybody? Yes? No? Maybe? Kinda? A little bit? Maybe? No? Nobody know? CJ Abrams? All-star. All-star. CJ Abrams is an all-star. The San Diego Padres in the wild card are behind the Cubs, the Phillies, the Marlins, the Cardinals, the Nationals, the Pirates, and the Diamondbacks. They're 1-9 in their last 10. These are the teams they're above. Buckle up. The Rockies, the Mets, the Giants, and the Reds. That's a short list. What? This thing is over. This year is over. If you go to Petco, don't pay full price for a ticket. Go to check out the concessions. Take your family out on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, and just to enjoy a day in the summer at a live event. Because there's great energy at Petco Park. This ain't the fans' fault, and this ain't the building's fault. It's about what's happening on the grass. This is about what's happening on the grass and the dirt. The Padres are embarrassing. The Padres are utterly despicable. How did we get here so fast? If I'm taking over this team as the new owner, I'm no. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I've heard from a very good source. And again, I never really do this on this show because I don't really believe in, you know, doing unverified sources, not being able to say where something came from. I hate that. But I have heard that this ownership group is looking to actually spend money. They didn't come here. You know, they didn't come here on a budget. They came to win and they came to spend. Not like this though. I mean, this milk went sour fast. This milk went sour fast, man. They're 4.5 in the wild card. They're behind every team in the National League but the Rockies, Mets, Giants, and Reds. Go to Petco, man. Enjoy the sun. Take your kids, take your girlfriend. It's a good date. It's a nice public atmosphere. It's good energy in that building. It's one of the best ballparks in America. And that's all we really have now. That's not competitive baseball, man. That's not competitive baseball at all. 8-0 to the Diamondbacks. That's what a rough, rough. In the span of 14 games, they've been beat 8-0, 12-7, 23-3, 9-7, and 15-3. There ain't nothing left. There ain't nothing left, man. I gotta figure out a way through this, man. When does football start? I might have to just keep talking about the World Cup. What's up with NBA free agency? Because it's Padres season, man. It's Padres season. Where the booze at? I thought I had some booze in here. I gotta find where the booze at. I can gong them. Get off the stage, bro. Get off the stage. As far as today goes, I'm on live at 4:45 in Vegas today. Shout out to Cofield and Company, Las Vegas. If you're in Vegas, shout out to your boy. I'm on there later today. I'm also on the Sporting Tribune tonight. So I'm branching out, man. I'm getting places. I'm doing things, and so it's good. It's good to be moving. It's good to be grooving, man. It looks like Argentina's on the board 2-1. Yeah. Oh, 2-2. Messi in the 83rd minute. That's okay. All right, I got it. I'm gonna go watch the rest of this. Because it look like Argentina mean business now. Look like they woke up. Look like they got some fight in them. I wonder what that must be like. I'm John Browner. I'll see y'all tomorrow, man. Like, subscribe to the show. I'll holla. Peace.